Hey everyone, I am back on the Exorcist banner, and I wanted to talk about that, but I also want to talk about some other stuff too. I find myself here on the Exorcist banner once again, just like on the 9-step El Sorel banner, because I'm realizing this is actually more cost effective than buying the shards. If we look at step 5 here, you get double the shards if you already own the card. So considering if I just pull these next two steps, they're going to be worth the same as buying shards, 50 shards worth of this card. So I will do that from here just to make sure I get like a cost efficient way of doing that, and that I also have a chance to pull some more stuff. And as I was kind of thinking over this, I told myself I wanted to get at least, I'm not going to max this card right now. I'll probably wait for the return, but I'm probably going to get at least to 75 so I could get the third Awakening Star here. So I'm going to do that now. So as I was kind of thinking about all the stuff that's going on between, this Exorcist card, between Bahamut, between this Winter Holiday card, I'm just kind of thinking like I'm trying to save my viz before I don't want to spend everything before Auron comes up. Like maybe I'll wait until Auron comes out and see how that goes, and then I'll decide what to spend on. But I kind of have the feeling that I want to spend on everything, and I'm just going to talk while I pull. I want to spend on everything, including this, including Bahamut, including Winter Holiday Party, including Auron. I just want everything, right? And so I started thinking about like, what does it mean to be a free-to-play player? What does it mean to be a light spender, a medium spender? I don't really want to use like the fish-related terms or whatever. But what do each of those mean? Ooh, that's a good one, Marguerite. I want to max her. What do each one of those mean? And so I kind of just started thinking about like what goal am I trying to accomplish here? I'm kind of putting money in, but I also don't want to be a top tier PvP player. There's definitely people who are wanting to do that, and that's fine. Like, but I started thinking about how like some of the YouTube content creators, and I'm kind of guilty of this too. Like we kind of talk about, oh, what's going to be good for new players, but in the same breath we talk about, oh, you need this for PvP. And I think that's kind of counterintuitive because a lot of like we kind of target free to play players. Ooh, another Marguerite. And free to play players and new players, and those people aren't necessarily gonna be in the top of PvP, at least for a while, or unless they spend a lot of money. So why is it that we kind of recommend like high-end PvP? Oh, get this to +5, pull Exorcist, pull whatever card. Oh, this is the perfect card for Elvira, this is the perfect card for Dwayne or Kane or whoever. Oh, that was guaranteed. I was like, did I pull it again and again? So why do we recommend all these things? And so I just kind of feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect because I think as a player you kind of have to decide like, what do you want out of this game, right? Do you want the grind of being free to play? Are you willing to put some money to make the game easier for yourself? Or do you want to take it all the way to, top of a PvP? Or if you're kind of like me where it's like, I know eventually in the future, and this is my free pull. I'm not even sure what I clicked. Eventually in the future, I'm going to become casual. Let's see what we get here. Echoing Screams, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to become casual because the pandemic is gonna end. I'm not gonna be working from home anymore, and I'm not gonna be able to play as much. I mean, maybe I can install BlueStacks at work and run it in the background. Darn. I'm waiting to get Shiva or Diablos or Titan or something. you know, maybe I can install BlueStacks at my work computer and play it in the background. But I can't see myself playing this game as hardcore as I've been lately, you know, this whole time. Oh, that's a good one, Engelbert. So I think eventually, like, my goals for this game are to kind of break away from having to feeling the need to be at the top of the, you know, getting the +5 equipment. And I'll just go into my ticket summons here. Getting the +5 equipment, you know, having to go hardcore on the raid, having to do, you know, Trials of Reckoning, having to beat all the brutal quests, you know, having to do all that stuff. And I'm just kind of like trying to think of what do I really want to be doing in this game, and what do I want out. Ooh, nice, a broadstone. And what do I want out of this game? So I'm kind of thinking of FFPE. Now, I haven't really played FFPE for that long, but I remember really struggling at the beginning. And then I got to the point where, you know, I had like Neo Vision characters, and, you know, I trained my team up, and then I learned about breaking, and I learned about this and that. And then the content got like a lot easier for me, and I was just able to play it casually. Like, yes, you still have to kind of grind out events, but I didn't really have to. Ooh, we got a UR. I didn't really have to like think about it too hard or try too hard or like suffer. That's a good one. I need that. Or suffer too much about it, because I had already learned all the, you know, essentially the basics of the game, and sort of like the intermediate to advanced of the game. So I guess what I'm saying is eventually, like right now I could jump into FFPE. Like, some content might be hard, but I kind of, if I really want, like right now I'm kind of working on that Gilgamesh quest, and I was also working on some other stuff. Oh, the collaboration with War of the Visions. And so I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that hard to do. And I think that's kind of the point where I want to get to in War of the Visions, where it's just kind of fun and casual, and I just enjoy it, and I don't feel like I'm grinding all the time, you know? That's a good one. And it's not that I don't, like, I do love a good grind for sure. It's enjoyable to conquer something that's just difficult for you. Mashari, I'll take it. You know, it's enjoyable to conquer something that's difficult to you. It's fulfilling, it's satisfying, etc. But at the same time, I'm kind of thinking of, I don't think I have anything else, so I'll just end there. Right, I'm kind of thinking I'll just put it onto something. I'll just put it onto Titus's summon limit break here. So, you know, I lost my train of thought. Crap, I completely forgot. Jeez. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, oh, I remember now. So, like, for example, a raid week. Like, yeah, it's gotten a lot easier to raid, and as Cabbage says, you want to get to the point. Like, now it's kind of like most people just want to get to the point of being able to do a full auto, which, I mean, if I could end up doing that, then that'll be fine. But, you know, when we get out of the pandemic, I'm going to want to hang out with friends and people, and, you know, do activities and do all that stuff. Of course, I still want to play this game, but I'm not going to be able to dedicate, I'm just going to put this down for now. I'm not going to be able to dedicate like an entire week to raiding, or, you know, Trials of Reckoning, or any of that type of stuff as much. I'm not going to be able to dedicate farming for +5s. And it's either going to be, you know, I end up spending to buy like potions so I could just auto it on single player, or, you know, something else. And I'm just kind of thinking like, it's kind of, I kind of want to decide like, what do I want out of this game, and is that gonna involve, you know, paying just to be able to like keep up, quote unquote. And so I was just kind of thinking about it, like, why do I play this game? Like, what has been my best memories of this game? Like, when I think back, when I'm in the future, like 10 years from now or whatever, random amount of time, what am I going to remember about this game? Like, the same way we remember, like, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, like, what am I going to remember out of this game? This game is fun, like, on its own. Yes, it does have the collab characters, and it's great to have them, but, you know, the characters in this game are cool. You know, the story is cool. I enjoy the story here. I do enjoy the gameplay and the challenges and stuff. Of course, it's grindy, but that's kind of the nature of the game. So I'm kind of thinking, like, what so far what has been the most memorable parts of this game? And to me, like, I think back to when I started the game. Like, I remember the game, like, I guess the first pull or whatever, the game gave me, like, King Curry and Vistral. And, like, part of the reason I hate when I pull King Curry and I kind of just like, oh, another King Curry, and I kind of laughed it off. It's because when I first started, like, I remember playing on auto and I thought the game was boring because they gave me, like, King Curry, they gave me Vistral, and they weren't really, like, strong attackers or anything. And I was just like, this game is, like, okay. Like, I remember summoning for Orlando with whatever, like, free viz they gave us. And I was just like, you know, if I get them, I get them. Like, I'm probably not going to play this game. And it was just weird to me, like, thinking about it now. Like, I was like, what was I even doing? Like, when I started enjoying the game was when I just decided, like, man, I'm not gonna go with the recommendations. I'm gonna switch to this guy with a gun, and, you know, that was Rairu. And I switched out Vistral. So what I did was I started using, like, Mont, Lilith, Rairu, you know, and another one was Ziza, who, again, if you think about it, people don't like her for PvP. People say she's a bad unit. But back when I started the game, Ziza was, like, really fast, and she had, like, good move and good jump. So I liked her compared to everybody else. And she had Pummel, which was like a 2-hit attack, which was pretty cool. And I really liked her. I liked playing her. And then I had to bench her because apparently I was raising too many dark units at once. And, like, what I remember is, you know, as I was kind of figuring things out on my own, like, who was good, who was on my team that was good, and I started using, like, Lilith, and I was like, man, I kind of hate that Lilith has such low move, but Lilith was, like, really good for me. Like, she had high attack, and she was a bruiser basically. She could survive attacks, so it was just really good. Like, I really enjoyed using her, and, like, Mont, and, like, I had her and Mont. They were, like, my main two people. Like, they were just, like, my bruisers. They would just survive. They would do the damage. I really enjoyed that about, like, the game. And that's kind of when I started really liking the game. You know, I started playing it a little bit more. I was just like, okay, now I'm getting it. You know, I still have the tactics gameplay, but now I'm actually enjoying, like, okay, these new characters. I really hated the art at the beginning, to be honest, but then I started, you know, once I started playing with all these characters that I'm mentioning, I started, like, really liking the game. And so it kind of just progressed like that. When we got to Tower for the first time, I was like, oh, you know, I need to get Rain's sword. So, like, what am I gonna do? Of course, I had Mont and Lilith, and I had that team, which were, like, my A team. And so, just thinking about that, it just reminds me of, like, so many good things. And, like, every day I would just, like, throw all the clowns in. Like, I leveled everyone up to level 20, and I would just throw all the clowns in, basically send in the clowns, as some people say, and have them kind of just weaken the enemies, make them use their TP and whatever. And, like, now I think of it now, and Tower is a very different thing. Like, now, sure, it's a lot easier, but I feel like it's grindy now. Like, even with, like, super good UR units, it's a little more grindy. You have to set time aside, whatever. But I'm thinking back to, like, the first Tower, and it's just, like, it was an accomplishment. And as I was sending in the clowns, I remember using Nasha. I'm like, oh, Nasha's a tank. She's gonna be good. She's gonna get in there and tank, and she got obliterated. And obviously now I know that she didn't have like Esper resonance and all that stuff, but I still remember Nasha for that because I was like, yo, Nasha's gonna be good. Like she's gonna sentinel or whatever. I remember everyone had really crap accuracy because of the resonance and because they weren't awakened. But I remember Adelard just randomly hitting like 2 or 3 Fyras, and I was just like, Adelard, you're insane. Yo, I gotta build him up. Like I always thought, yo, I gotta build this guy up in the future because he's amazing. And there's like a lot of units like that. Like Miranda was another one. I remember using Queen Helena and Bar. I was like, oh, Bar Arrow, this is gonna be amazing. Wasn't amazing, obviously. And I remember stuff like, using the different heights to kind of stop the enemies from attacking. That's the kind of stuff I remember about the game. And I feel like I'm kind of just losing touch with that aspect of the game because there's just so much grinding and there's so much, events that take a long time and stuff like that. And yes, granted, myself and between the whole like community, we're kind of figuring out ways to just become more efficient at completing these events. We're kind of realizing like, hey, focus on vision cards, focus on this and that. But at what point does it become like focus on these vision cards to make it easier for events versus, if you just want to enjoy the game? Like I just want to enjoy the game. PvP can be enjoyable, but I don't really want to grind out equipment and spend on vision cards and stuff like that just to enjoy the game. So I'm just kind of thinking like, what do I want to do? How do I want to set myself up to continue enjoying this game in the future? And honestly, I question how, like, what is the end game for a gacha game or mobile game? Like, what kind of longevity does it have, right? So I'm kind of saying that I'm eventually just going to become casual. And it's like I mentioned before, my FFB experience, I feel like I kind of understand what that game is. And I could kind of just take it or leave it. But I do kind of just like log in every so often just to kind of collect, oh, what do they have and whatever. And I think that's enjoyable. I don't have to be hardcore in that game to enjoy it, right? And again, like most of my thinking here is the pandemic is going to end at some point and I'm going to want to do different activities. So how can I integrate this game into my life? Still enjoy it, still like, support the game by paying for stuff and, stuff like that. For sure, I want to keep playing the game and I want the developers to make their money so they could keep, giving us content. But what is the line where, like, when do I have enough, the Marlboro bracer or the defense bracer? How many defense items do I need in this game? At this point, I feel like I have enough defense stuff. I feel I have enough armor and accessory armor and stuff like that. I got the purple lightning, and I'm just trying to figure out like what do I want for myself in this game. Like, of course, maybe those items are going to be good for specific PvP reasons, but why do I need them for casual content? Like, why exactly do I, as a person, KelThaFunkee, why do I need this piece of armor, this +5 equipment? Why do I need Ildira's card? I was looking at it earlier, the Winter Holiday Party, and it seems it's a really good card. It's really good for Ildira. It gives her magic and water attack up, and then it has this vision ability. And I mean, for Ildira, the vision ability is just kind of whatever. But for Cleric, the aka Mashari, which is why I kind of was a little bit happy to pull her earlier, I think it'll be really good. But at the same time, am I going to use Mashari? Like, I don't really like Mashari. And what other clerics are there? I think Kadia is the only other one. So, again, like, do I really need this card? Yes, for sure, I want my Eldyra to be super strong, but Eldyra is already super strong. Like, throw a good magic card on her, she's good, right? And if you're going to join a multi-room, one person is probably going to have this. So you're not going to be able to contribute to the, well, I guess it's area attack resistance up. But, you know, someone has to give the magic attack up and the magic attack up, the magic up, and, you know, the speed up or whatever. And so, like, you can't all wear this. You're not all going to benefit if you all have the same vision card. So, like, again, I question myself, why do I want this? And I question Bahamut too. Like, don't get me wrong, the Bahamut is good himself. The card is good. I'm probably still going to pull for it. Let me just find it here. I'm probably still going to pull for it. We do have 10 days. So like I was saying, I'm going to wait for the Auron banner and sort of see how I feel at that point. But it is good to get these anniversary coins. And that was another thing I forgot to mention on the Exorcist one, is you do get the anniversary coins. So it's good to even keep pulling here for me in terms of, you know, getting value out of the Viz to Shard ratio. So yeah, even thinking back to Bahamut, like, do I really need the perfect Esper for Yuna? Yuna's going to be already good, right? She's going to be able to get to 120. She has crazy magic, you know, healing, re-raise, all that stuff. Like, do I really need to make her that perfect for myself? Or am I kind of buying into the whole, oh, I'm a YouTuber, I'm telling you this is good, this is going to be great for VBP, this is going to make your life easier. I think just having Yuna is already going to make my life easier. I think, you know, even just keeping up by pulling the units, or even just keeping up and, you know, getting your daily, you know, single rare ticket, getting your Visio, or getting whatever free random MR plus and free summons, 10 times summons. I think getting all of that stuff is going to help you keep up with the game in terms of being able to beat content. Like, just, you know, just logging in and doing like your basic stuff is going to be able to help you be able to keep up with this game. And you don't necessarily need to be going for Bahamut and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, at some point, like maybe in the future, 6 months from now or something like that, maybe your account is going to feel weak, but at that point you're going to have stuff saved up, you're going to have, you know, pull power, you're going to have, you're going to have multiple reasons to be able to, and then you're going to be able to power up. Maybe we'll get the new character, maybe for that character they will have a specific VC, and you could just take it from there. Like, I feel like a lot of me playing is just kind of like a fear of me falling behind. And, you know, it's, I think back to that first tower where I felt like I was just too underpowered. Yes, I could probably, if I don't play for long enough, I could probably become overpowered like that. But I think at this point, my account is strong enough that even if it takes some effort, I should be able to get through a tower or, you know, whatever raid or whatever. So, end of the day, I'm just trying to just enjoy this game, but also enjoy my life and not stress myself too much over needing to have the best possible outlook for my units. And so, just one more thing I wanted to touch on is making sure you're, you know, for myself, making sure I'm pulling the characters that I want. If I'm gonna, you know, like, I'm thinking of this Eldyra card. I do like Eldyra, but is she one of my top units? I'm kind of just like, I mean, she's good for farming for sure, but I don't know. Like, I do want to focus on people like El Sorel, who I do like as a character, and that's kind of why I want the Exorcist card, because that's going to be good for her. It's going to be good for Christmas Ramada, which I mean, I like. If I'm being honest, she's probably not my top unit, but I do like her, and that's fine. I'm just kind of thinking forward to, you know, I definitely want to get Kingmont, and I know he has a card and a weapon. like a fire sword. So that's definitely a time where I'm gonna want to spend my Visor. When Salir UR comes out, or when Lilith UR, I know I keep mentioning them, but that's when I want to spend my Visor, and I want to get whatever card is good for them, and their weapon, get their +5 weapon. And so, yeah, I kind of know that people do like the Yuna and the Bahamut combo, but for me personally, yes, I would like to just have someone powerful, but this isn't like one of those for me, like the Kingmont, the Salir, the Lilith, where this is one of my top favorite characters, and I need to have them, right? So I think going forward, like, yes, I'm gonna keep up with the free summons and the free, whatever, but I'm gonna try to like chill a little bit with the +5s. Thankfully, they added those free +3s if you complete like, all light units or whatever. So that's gonna help a lot in trying to, take it a little easier. Definitely gonna try to build towards having like a full auto raid run. So in case I do want the raid item, I'm gonna be able to do that. But I think I'm probably gonna throttle back some, and maybe just stop at like +3 or +4. Excuse me. In terms of like that Trials of Reckoning, I mean, it could be like, I feel like Trials of Reckoning is kind of a unique one because they do give out like +2s and +3s, like at least last time they did. And then, as you kind of get those, you're going to be able to build like maybe your +4 and your +5. So who knows? But even in terms of leaving my phone farming, like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be doing that in the future as much. So maybe I'll just kind of settle for like the +3 if they give out the free +3. And then the only other big content is the tower, right? So for tower, I think what I'm gonna try to do with tower is I'm gonna try to just do the one run through and see how I feel. I mean, obviously I'm gonna be able to like get to like level 20 or 30 much easier in the future, like all of us are. But there's always like, I remember last time I played it, like it literally took me to like literally like a minute before time was up to finish where I wanted to get to unlock, the ring or whatever, the light ring. And so I just want to try to get that just done as fast as possible. Just go through the tower once, and if decide, am I going to do this again for the special item to get the materials, or am I just going to wait for it to come back and get the materials in the future? I don't know, man. So yeah, I'm kind of just thinking of all these things at once, and as much as I like this game, I don't know, like, I definitely feel like I need to dial back some. Definitely, there's going to be great things to come in the future, and they're hoping to take this game for 10 years, so, I want to keep playing. I do want to keep playing for sure. I just wish, there's only 24 hours in the day. If there was, 44 hours in the day, I would spend 20 more hours playing this game, but I just don't have that much time to be grinding things out all the time. I like, making videos. I think part of the reason I started making videos is because I'm already spending so much time in this game, and I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel sometimes the content creators don't necessarily cover certain things, so I kind of just wanted to try to cover some of that stuff. Yeah, I think I should probably just end it there. I've already said enough. I'm sure I could keep talking about this for forever, but I just kind of want to enjoy games again and not have to grind so much. Even though grinding is fun, don't get me wrong, it can be really fun, but it can be very taxing too. So, alright guys, I hope you guys liked the video, or the ideas behind the video. I know it was kind of long, leave a comment. Let me know what you like most about the game, how I talked about like my memories with like Lilith and Mont, and you know, even like Shadowlinks and Rairu and stuff like that. If you have any memories like that, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Alright guys, hopefully I'll have something fun at some point soon. Take care of yourselves guys, and I'll see you in the next one.